DVR card or cards and rebooted our system. And after maybe a minute or so, Windows is going to present the Found New Hardware Wizard window. Now, this is Windows' way of basically, explaining to the user that it has found a new piece of hardware and it really doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't have drivers. When you install our software, it installs drivers for the product without Windows having to do it itself. So essentially, to make a long story short, you need to click cancel when this is presented on your screen. Now, I'm going to click cancel here, and you'll see that the window's going to pop up again. I'm going to click cancel again. It's going to pop up again. Now, this happens because Windows is trying to install a driver for each channel on your DVR card. So you're going to have to click cancel. The number of times you click cancel is going to be relative to the number of channels on your card. I just installed a 4-channel card, so I have to click cancel a total number of 4 times. If you have a 16-channel DVR card, you're going to have to click cancel 16 times, and so on. Same with 24, 32. So no matter what card you have, you're going to have to click cancel several times. So that's number 3, and this is number 4. Okay. Now that we've gone through that process, it's time to go ahead and install the software. So you take the CD that came with your DVR card, put it in your CD-ROM drive, and eventually Windows is going to present us with a screen asking what we want to do with the CD that we've just inserted, and we'll give it a moment to show up on the desktop. Okay, and there it is. When this window comes up, you want to choose Open Folder to view files, and as you can see, I had to scroll down in order to get that option. So I'm going to click Open Folder to view files and then click OK, and it's going to show you the contents of the CD. You need to double click on this folder here that says V8.0, and this part is really important. We have different folders for the different types of cards that we carry for this particular product line. If you have a real-time card, meaning it records 30 frames per second per channel, then you're going to open up this folder called All Other Cards. We have about 3 other cards that are slightly different. We have a 4-channel 30 card that records at 7.5 frames per second. If you have that card, you need to open up this folder, the one that says 4-channel 30. There is a 4-channel 120 frame per second card with audio. If you have that one, you open up the second folder, which says 4-channel 120 FPS with audio. And lastly, there's another card, a 16-channel 120. It's a 16-channel card that does 7.5 frames per second per channel. And if you have that card, you open up this folder. Most customers are going to have to open up the folder called All Other Cards. I just finished installing a 4-channel 120 FPS card, so it's doing 30 frames per second per channel. So I'm going to open up All Other Cards. And inside of this folder, you're going to see a bunch of different files. The one you need to open up or double click on is Setup. It's going to look like a little computer, a little desktop computer with a monitor next to it. So you double click that, and the installer is initialized. The first window that comes up, you want to choose DVR system. Click Next. A welcome screen comes up. You can click Next. And this is where it's asking if you want to install the video device drivers. Since we canceled the installation of drivers via Windows XP, for this stage, in this stage in the installation process, we do want to install video device drivers. So make sure that Install Video Device Drivers is selected. It's usually selected by default. So you're just going to click Next. And you're going to get a window that pops up. And it's going to say that eDigital Deal's video capture device has not passed window logo testing to verify its compatibility with Windows XP. This is very similar to the screen that came up initially on the Windows desktop after we rebooted, after we had installed the DVR card. You're going to have to click continue anyway the same number of times relative to the number of channels on your card, rather. So I'm going to have to click this 4 times, continue anyway. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it brings us back to the next step. This step is just telling you where it's installing the software for the DVR card, so you can just click next. Please select video format. United States, NTSC is the more common standard. Depending on the country you're in, you may choose PAL, but for most of our customers, NTSC will suffice. Click next. And on this screen, this is where you choose your video format. For this one, essentially what you're going to do, if you have a PCI Express or an AGP video card that is 128-bit, then you're going to choose Direct Draw GEN. Typically, if you're using a computer that has an ATI or an NVIDIA card that's been purchased in the past probably 3 years, you should be fine. You choose Direct Draw Gen. For customers that have onboard video, like the Intel 950 onboard video card that's actually a part of the motherboard on a lot of units, you would choose Direct 3D. If you're not sure, you can change this later on. So if you're not sure, just go ahead and choose Direct Draw GEN and then click next. And it's going to go through the rest of the installation process. And usually when it's finished, the product manual pops up. Well, actually, the last screen comes up and you click finish. And then the product manual comes up. And that's it. Now we have installed the DVR software, and we'll be able to take you to another video and show you all the different features. If you look at the manual that shows up, there's a table of contents on the left that essentially allows you to click a link, and it'll take you to different sections explaining the different features of the DVR software. So that's it for installation, and we'll continue with this in the next video. Okay, we've installed our DVR card or cards and rebooted our system, and after maybe a minute or so, Windows is going to present the Found New Hardware Wizard window. Now, this is Windows' way of basically, explaining to the user that it has found a new piece of hardware and it really doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't have drivers. When you install our software, it installs drivers for the product without Windows having to do it itself. So essentially, to make a long story short, you need to click cancel when this is presented on your screen. Now, I'm going to click cancel here, and you'll see that the window's going to pop up again. I'm going to click cancel again.